Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. Hey, know it's been a while. I kind of just let that the basketball stuff and all that stuff kind of die down, all the other sports news that they were having going on, and so I can start focus. So it just took some time so I can start focusing on getting closer and closer to football after the draft and all this other type of stuff. One of the main topics that's been going on now is the whole one of the things I've seen Le'Veon Bell and his contract situation. Uh, and I think one of the main questions is everybody's having is, well, is Le'Veon Bell worth the money he's asking? I think they just franchised him at $12.1 million, and he's came about and sit up there and said, based upon his receiving skills, he should get an extra $3 million. That gives him $15 million per year, whatever he's trying to get as far as a long, because I know he wants a long-term contract. And I think that some of the questions be going around is like, well, does he even, uh, should he get that kind of money? Definitely yes. Le'Veon Bell is a hell of a back. He's the best back in football as far as I'm concerned. Point blank, period, in the story. He's the best back in football. He in his 4 years of his body of work in the 4 years that he's done from the line of scrimmage. Let's just deal with his yardage for the first 4 years in his career. Le'Veon Bell has rushed for 4,000 over 4,045 yards and I think 26 touchdowns. Uh, He's also in his 4 years as a receiver over 2,005 yards and 5 touchdowns. So he's accumulated at close to around 31 touchdowns and over 6,050 yards to total yards or line of scrimmage yards. He's got I say he's a extremely patient runner. It's a little unorthodox for those for a lot of traditionalists, but at the same time, he makes it happen. He's a powerful back. He was a lot bigger when he's coming out of college from out of Michigan State. He lost some weight. He got lean, and he is one hell of a back. I mean, he can do it all. He can catch the whole 9 yards, block. He can do everything. He's a complete back in this particular day and era. And for the 4 years, like I said, he's put up some of the most nice numbers and everything. Now you take that, compare it to the other Pittsburgh Steelers great Hall of Fame backs. Let's go all the way back to Franco Harris. I think 1972 was his rookie season. Franco Harris. Now, if you combine all these yards for the first 4 years in the league, Franco Harris rushed for 3,995, 3,955 yards. Okay, he accumulated over 28 touchdowns. He also, with that, he also ended up coming up with 663 yards of receiving yards, and that would give him and that would pretty much give him a total of 4,618 yards, along with 31 touchdowns altogether. And he had like 3 touchdowns of the receiving and whatnot. He does all of those years 72, 73, 74, 75 playoff years, and one of those years accumulated in the Pittsburgh Steelers' first Super Bowl championship and whatnot. You go down to Jerome Bettis. Now I know the first 3 years he was with the Rams. His first year with the Steelers, so I'm giving that because he is in the Steelers higher echelon of that of running backs because you have two, and he went in as a Steeler because he played with the Steelers the longest time. But I'm going for his first 4 years in the league. First 4 years in the league, talking about 4,522 yards, 24 touchdowns. Uh, uh, and he had like I said, 24 touchdowns. You go to his receiving yardage, I think it was 765 yards, and total, and then like one touchdown, altogether 5,287 yards, and altogether 25 touchdowns. That's his first 4 years in the league. Now, Le'Veon Bell is right up there with those great Steeler greats right there. He's right there with them. Even though we know right now Jerome Bettis pretty much holds all of the Steeler records as far as yards is concerned, and 14 and some 1,600 yard rushing times that he had, something Le'Veon Bell has not gotten to. But you know he will get there. If you, I said the only thing right now that's really hurting Le'Veon Bell and his argument is the fact that Le'Veon Bell has been suspended for 7 games for 2 years, basically from last year, controlled substance, and going back to something that happened in 2013 to go into the second year and being suspended, I think like 3 games. So he missed 7 games. Then you throw in the injuries that he had. I'm like the injury, I think it was in 2000, I want to say 2015, where he missed, where he got injured, and he wasn't able to participate in the playoff game, which would have been a big, which would have been a major asset for them. Then last year he gets hurt in I think the first quarter, first or second quarter of that of the game against the New England Patriots. I think that would have been a different ball game had he played the whole game, and even he said so. But as a person that stood up and watched football, he definitely would have been, it definitely would have been a different game, and that's just it. The only thing that's hurting Le'Veon Bell is Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell has to make sure he stays healthy to make your money, and to not only that, to make your mark in this particular in this game. You have to learn to try to stay healthy. That's one of the main aspects of the game. You have to stay healthy. And in a couple of crucial years, he has not been in the different playoff games where it really meant the most. And he needs to be there. And they needed him to be there for that New England game. They needed him to be there for back in 2015 when they needed him to be in that game and they didn't have him. And then on top of that, you throw the 7-game suspensions over the past couple of years of dealing with marijuana use and all this kind of stuff. So that's the only reason why anybody could basically be like, oh well, I don't want to deal with Le'Veon Bell because Le'Veon Bell, he's a problem child. That's the only thing. Everything he matches up with the Steeler greats already. He already matches up with them. His numbers is right there, parallel with them, and he has the opportunity to probably be the best Steeler back of all time. Now, that's the only thing that's hurting Le'Veon Bell. Again, like I said, even from his contract talk, is the fact that it's the injuries and more or less the off-field use of the drug suspension. He can't keep doing that and then expect to get paid like that, even though he's worth every cent. He's the best receiving running back coming out of the backfield, bar none. Like I said, you're talking about over the past 4 years, 2,005 yards in receiving. I mean, he's doing things like Thurman Thomas and like Marshall Faulk was doing. So this guy is on his way to becoming that. He just had, and I know he wants to be a Steeler for life. So, but he has to also put into consideration that people are looking at him from the aspect of like, yo, look, you have to get your act together. You know what I'm saying? You have to really get your act together because you can't constantly keep going on and messing up with be it injuries or be it off the field issues with the whole thing with being drugs. So he's been suspended for drugs for 7 games. And then on top of that, games missed due to injury. So he has to get that together. He gets that together. Le'Veon Bell will be one of the, like I said, he would go down as one of the best backs going in the playoff because just playing the game because Pittsburgh is always known for their running game. And he's right up there. They've had some fillers in between the years and stuff for Willie Parker and a lot of guys like that. But at the same time, you're talking Franco Harris, Jerome Bettis, and Le'Veon Bell is right there. Yeah, you had Barry Foster and all them guys, and like I said, but Merrill Hodge and all them type of guys. But no, this guy is the real deal. He's all pro. He's been in the Pro Bowl a couple of times. He's the real deal. He has to get paid like that, and I think he should get paid like that. And I think he's the best back in football, bar none. He's the best back in football. People say, oh, you saying that? I thought you was a Dallas fan. Yes, I am a Dallas fan. And Ezekiel Elliott is nice, but Ezekiel Elliott, his problem right now, I mean, he come off, then I need to see what you do your second year. You know what I'm saying? I need to see what you're going to do. And right now, Ezekiel Elliott is having all these issues off the field, and I'll deal with that particular subject later. But at this particular point in time, this guy's the real deal, and there's no getting away from that. So so Le'Veon Bell, he definitely deserves that. And like I say, his case as far as a receiver, just put it up in there for any other back that you want to talk about. Like I said, 2,005 yards on receiving. That shows it right there. So Le'Veon Bell, he definitely deserves the amount of money he's supposed to get as a top back. He's the best back in the league, and he should definitely get that. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. He just makes sure he has to clean that other stuff up and stay healthy for Big Ben and the rest of them guys in the playoffs. Pittsburgh is right at the cusp of it. These guys just got to get it together. Pittsburgh can be extremely a scary team. They just got to have their horse back there, everything ready. Once that's straight, they'll be in the making. They'll be in the running. And like I said, but Le'Veon Bell definitely worth that money. He's definitely worth that. And I think the Steelers, if they need to sign him, they'd be doing themselves a disservice if they don't. They need to go and sign him to a long-term contract, have a sit down and say, man, we expect this, that, and the other, and I think the kid to get it. And like I said, he's worth every penny of it. All right. Check my page out. Everything Football 62. Jonathan Big Tex John. Check me out on Twitter. Everything Football 62. Untucked Men. You know what I'm saying? Check me out and leave some comments, and we get this football thing going on. All right. Have a good one. Talk with you later. Wait for my next broadcast is getting ready to come up in a few minutes. All right.